everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. Even now, like we're a bigger business and everything's going wrong again right now. And we're in one of those cycles where like we're trying to refigure everything out. But I think the confidence to know that we just won't quit is like what's made it work. I'm Lottie Whyte. I'm the CEO and founder of MyoMaster. We sell compression boots, massage guns, ice baths, chillers. My husband Joe was playing professional rugby for Harlequins. He was out with an Achilles injury and was meant to be fitting my kitchen.
To save me from fitting the kitchen because I was so bored, I basically welded a stool leg on the end of my jigsaw, grinded down the blade and created a handheld massage gun before they were a thing.
Because he'd been going into London for this really expensive shock therapy treatment, and the club could only afford to send him like once every other week. So he was trying to mimic the relief that he was getting from the treatment.
As you can imagine, 60 rugby lads absolutely destroyed me with this loud white yellow jigsaw, but it took all the pain away. Did my run, it was amazing. Came back in and the lads were just all using my handheld massager I'd made.
A rugby player called Carl Zinkler, who's like quite a well-known England rugby player, bought it off him for I think 300 quid cash.
On the way home, went to B&Q, bought a couple more, made them, and by the end of the week, I had about 7 orders. And that was the sort of seed of MyoMaster.
So I was working like in my day job, which was pretty busy, like I had a pretty big job, and then would work evenings like 8 till 11 and then work every single weekend on MyoMaster. I quit my job in 2021 and took the leap. We were always having a conversation about the fact that he was an elite athlete and I was very much not an elite athlete, but I'm super passionate about sport, was running marathons and had no idea about recovery like whatsoever. And so we were like, there's got to be a better way for everyday people to access the best recovery products.
We were actually going to call it OptiMuscle, to optimise your muscles. So we were sat in the physio and then the physio said, have you ever thought about myo? And I was like, what do you mean myo? And he said, in the medical journal, myo means muscle. And that's where the name came from. And that was sort of the seed. And then about a year later, we launched with 4 products. Lottie was on the business with sort of the marketing brains behind it, and I was making the products. So the first show we did, we sold out, which was really weird because for the first 5 hours, no one came to our stall. And then we finally decided to step off our stall and show people our massager, and it sounded like builders were in the building. So everyone's heads turned, everyone was like, what is that noise? And then 5 minutes later, our stall is overrun with 50 massagers being tested and people buying them. So that was how we started, yeah.
2, 1.
This MyoSauna infrared represents everything we stand for here at MyoMaster.
I'm a marketeer. I'm going to sell you the product and I can sell you anything. But like, I underestimated the amount of expertise required from an operational and back-end perspective. And ultimately that whole supply chain has to work really well together in order to give, a customer experience that lives up to the marketing. Because you can market all day, but if you're not going to deliver the promise that you're marketing, then you're not going to last as a business. So that has been incredibly challenging, manufacturing the products, storing the products, delivering the products.
The last couple of years has been absolutely insane with our cold water immersion range and our sauna range, and the growth there has just been insane, which got us into the Times, obviously, top 100, which is just a dream come true.
We still don't have any idea what we're doing. Like legit, every level we get to, we're like, oh my God, we're relearning everything all over again because we've never done anything like this at this level. And we grow we're growing fast, right? So every quarter is like, oh my God, we're running a whole different company and that requires a whole different skill set. When things grow so quickly, everything in the business kind of breaks because you had built a business for the size that it was before in terms of, people, capacity, infrastructure. And then when you grow really fast, you realise everything needs to level up. And we're learning on the job, right? So I don't know what it looks like to set up operations for a £15 million business because a minute ago I was running a £5 million business.
She's the hardest working person in the room, in any room I've ever been in. She's first in the office, she sets an example every day, she's in there before everyone gets there. And then again, she's probably last to leave the office, or when the kids are in bed, she pulls her laptop out and does a plan for the next day, which goes a really long way when you're going to start a business because you don't have the funds or the resources to actually have 20, 50 people working for you. At the very start, it was me and Lottie, and we were customer service, we were the web developers, we were the photographers, we were the videographers, we did everything.
I'm a true millennial, and I wrote my vision board, as I do every year. And on it, I put like, go on Dragon's Den. And then we got a call from the producers, like, we've been watching your story online and we'd love you to appear on the show. We left it like right up to the wire. We were like, don't know, not sure, even though I'd said we wanted to go on it. When you're actually like confronted with the opportunity, obviously it can go badly wrong.
Hi Dragons, it's great to meet you.
It was the most phenomenal experience for us. It was extremely intense, extremely difficult.
Come on,
Success for Lottie and Joe.
Well done. Getting this kind of mass support for what we were doing gave us this like rocket up our arse, basically, to be like, oh my God, we can totally do this. And so many people are backing us and love the story. So like, let's go for it.
My husband and I started MyoMaster because we believed everybody should have access to the best wellness tools on the planet in their very own home.
If you look at the other top 10 Sunday Times fastest growing companies, pretty much every consumer brand is a founder-led brand, and there's a reason for that. It's not a coincidence. What people kind of align themselves to is people's stories, is people's missions, is people's like consumer experience, and there's nobody better to tell that story than the people who are there creating the product. The Wayfair relationship started out of desperation. Like, I got rejected by 200 investors and we needed cash to scale. It seemed magical that, you know, someone was willing to give us some cash that we just had to repay and we didn't have to give away anything for it. So we started working with Wayfair in 2021. They have completely supported our growth, probably like nobody else. And now we've got kind of banks and investors, you know, calling all over us, trying to give us cash. And Wayfair is still the relationship that we hold on to and that we choose over those relationships. There's nobody who influences how we are scaling and growing this company. Nobody has enough of a percent to do that. And if we'd have taken investment money, I'd probably have a boss right now, which to me is like the antithesis of why you start a company in the first place, right? So we have total freedom, which for me is the best bit of running our own company.
I think we became really clear in that we'll have our own lanes and we'll stay in our lanes, because at the start it was quite murky and we'd always have our own opinion and then that might turn into disagreements. As soon as we set out lanes, I'm head of product, I make the decisions on what we sell, how we're going to make them, and what we do. Lottie's head of the business, CEO. Her decision is marketing, how we run it, where we sell it, what we do. So she overruns the whole business. But if we stay in our lanes, we can have discussions, which we do all the time, but ultimately that person has a final say.
I think the beauty of being married to your co-founder is that we can talk about it all night long. We don't switch off and we just come to terms with that. So we just embrace the fact that this is our shared project, and he brings a lot of skills to the table that I don't have, and I bring a lot of skills that he doesn't have, so it works quite well.
Is health and wellness exclusive to the ultra wealthy?
I think there's a reason why it's very rare to find, especially female founders, who have very young children, because it's extremely difficult. My son was super young when we started the company, and then I just had my daughter. I mean, I was actually sending invoices and the woman was like, you need to push. Can you put your laptop away? My husband was like, show me a minute, it's a big order. I feel a real privilege and a real need to run at it with everything I've got, because I feel like it's hard to get to this point and I'd probably never get this opportunity again. But equally, I'm never gonna get the chance to be with my kids again. They're never gonna be this little and they're never gonna need me like this again. So just to be totally honest, it's a continuous tension that I juggle every day, and I'm just trying to do my best. I didn't have a lot when I was growing up, and my parents sacrificed a lot for me to have good opportunities, so I just don't want to let them down. Like, I want to show them that it was worth it. I always have this saying, like, roll the dice. Like, if you keep rolling the dice, eventually you will land a 6. And that is the strapline to my entire journey so far, and my entire life. Don't quit, and eventually you'll land a 6.
We think we're only just scratching the surface. There's so much scope to grow. We're only a UK business. We're still only small. We don't export anywhere. So I think the sky's the limit. We can take it to wherever we want to go. And that's what's so exciting.
Like, I truly want to build like a family legacy brand, and my son has been involved in the company like since day one. Like, he's been at all our warehouses, he's packaged products. I've got videos of him like when he was learning to walk, like pushing the trolley with our orders to the DHL man. In the next 5 years though, I hope that we take all the knowledge that we've got and move at a much quicker pace and have more confidence to take more risks. And I would love to have created a brand that makes you feel amazing. And already we get this so much from customers about how they're changing people's lives. So to continue to do that, but to do it even better. So every touch point, like the customer experience, the product, every single thing is just like, you think MyoMaster and you think that's gonna make my life better.